Just start throwing out random sitcom moms.
Edith Bunker.
Not a bad choice.
I did a Google search.
She put up with a lot of shit, that woman.
I
got my bunker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Bonkers. Yeah, like...
Bunkers.
Yeah, Andy Capp in the Sunday Funnies. It's just like, they brawl. It's like this...
Blondie making those sandwiches that are like this tall. And
Dagwood,
Yeah, did he ever get checked for like a tapeworm or something?
He probably should have.
That might have helped, right?
I'm going to set this countdown clock. Todd, you let us know when it's time to rock and roll.
Oh, I thought the music would give that indication.
Oh, my goodness, it does. I know. Happy Our Town Day, fellas. It's Our Town Podcast.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Coming to you from the historic Renton Civic Theatre in beautiful, beautiful downtown Renton.
Renton, yes.
Yes, and it is a gorgeous day out
beautiful.
there.
Yes.
It's not too hot.
It's nice
Good
enough
sunny.
that I'm in shorts and I'm not wearing my jacket, but it's not. It's probably going to be cold when I leave here tonight. But,
It's not melting weather.
it's not like I'm not sweating like profusely.
Mary said something about 91 on Monday.
Monday.
What?
I know.
And possibly
that
like
really sound-
thunderstorms and stuff.
Oh, geez, that would be cool. Oh, yeah, so
hot and thunder.
Renton's the new out of Miami. Fort Lauderdale or something. Same thing.
Well, this is our episode 21, boys. So today we are legal to drink. We should be taking a shot of something, but
we should.
I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy 21st episode.
On Friday we will for sure.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, we're all going to be at the burlesque show this weekend, aren't we?
On Saturday.
I don't know if I'll make it. I'm doing a construction project for a buddy of mine.
That's it. So you're giving up a burlesque show.
Yeah, something
to
that
help
I
your buddy with the
agreed to.
That's
weeks ago.
You're in the will. You're in his will.
Better be in the will, damn it. So tonight's safe word, guys, because we're also coming up on Mother's Day, is Mommy Dearest. So if anybody feels unsafe,
no wire hangers, Ralph.
Mommy Dearest, just yell it out, and we'll come to a complete stop and check on your health and safety.
Pulse, see if my nose is dry.
Mike was battling. What do you call it? Anti-graffiti. Marva. Whole nother
you lay down with
topic.
dogs, you get worms.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, Sunday is Mother's Day. I think all of us our mothers have since passed, right?
Shucks, yeah.
My stepmom is still around, but my birth giver has long since gone.
Yeah. I think my birth giver is still around, but I don't know her. But yeah, my mom passed away like probably 11, 12 years ago, which is
for me
crazy.
In December it'll be 15 years.
Wow.
2009, December 1st, 10 a.m. Not that I'm counting or anything.
Yeah. So, Todd, kick us off with your favoriteest mom memory.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? When I was a kid, we were always going to like doctor's appointments because my mom was they were trying to figure out like what my issues were, and what my disabilities were, what the extent of them were, if I was cognitive or physical or whatever the issues were. I was always going to the doctors for something, so I was always being tested on shit. But after we would do those things, we would go to the Goodwill or St. Vincent de Paul or some other big, consignment shop or whatever. So what we would, it was just me and her. After all the poking and prodding and, say, that stuff, I would go and, she would look at clothing that didn't look used. And, I would look at all the toys that didn't look like they were held together with duct tape. And, sometimes I would ask for something. She's like, I'm not paying that much money. It's like, we're at the Goodwill, Mom. It's like, it's way more expensive if you go to fucking the Bon Marché or wherever the big department stores were back in the 70s. But, which is now Macy's. But so that or like when we were going to like, swap meets and like flea markets or even going garage sailing. Those are all fond memories of mine.
Nice. What about you, Mike? You got any good, like an early memory of mom?
Yeah, she had, it was probably a moisturizer or something, but it had like a
moist
petal smell, right? Okay. And I very fondly remember that kind of
smell.
rose, the not a heavy perfume, but just a nice.
Nice.
I remember that.
Nice.
Yeah, my mom was great. She
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
saint.
I think for me, I think I was around 4 years old and I was sick, but mom was working as a realtor. She was trying to get her career off the ground, and she had to leave me home alone, which, it's just crazy to think. Like, I must have been 4 or 6 years old.
We're all
something
Gen
like that.
X, so it's...
Yeah. I mean, it was not that rare back
we
then.
were the
right?
feral generation, man.
But I just remember being on the couch, puking my guts out, not feeling good. And mom brought me home this little plastic Volkswagen Bug car.
Oh,
and it just, I felt like I could fly to the moon. It just, I don't know. I just have this memory of her handing over this little plastic tchotchke toy.
Nice.
And just was like, wow. And I had that car for years and years. And I think probably about 20 years ago, I had a storage unit with all my crap in it, and somebody broke in and stole all my crap. And I think that car was in that stuff.
Man.
Which sucks. But,
Yeah, that's right.
but I still have the memory of it. I can picture the car. It's a little bit flatter because I must have stepped on it or something a bunch of times. But yeah, man, mom's something else.
Now that you're talking about that's bringing back some like memories of like Matchbox and Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why I like the Hot Wheels video game. Have you ever played that? Hot Wheels Unleashed?
No.
It's essentially you're picking out amongst the collection of Hot Wheel cars, and then you do these various races, and you can unlock more cars and stuff. And the races are they're all the orange track, and they're always set up in like backyard someplace, or like a bedroom or the kitchen or whatever of a house. And
I always wanted more of that orange track. I think I had like 3 sticks of it and nothing to combine them, so they were all like taped together.
Oh yeah, nice.
Didn't have the little
Didn't have the little plastic things that attach them.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
with that plastic, it's all sitting in some landfill somewhere.
yeah.
I had like I think 6 pieces of orange track.
Yeah.
And I did have those things, so I was able to make enough. And then I had the thing that allowed you to do like a loop-de-loop.
Oh, it's the coolest
sweet.
thing ever.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and wanting that so bad.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing is Hot Wheels still around, and they still sell that set that 6 things of track, and you can buy a car for less than $5, and you can just go home and set one up and just go, okay, yeah, this is what it must have been like when all my friends did this shit when I was 10 or 8.
Yeah, right on. Were your moms, were they cooks? Were they good cooks?
No.
They make the family?
My mom was not a good cook, and she was the first one to admit it. So I don't have any problem saying that my mom was a terrible cook.
My mom.
And it wasn't an insult for anybody to call my mom a terrible cook for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it to her face, but she couldn't cook something to save her life.
in her defense, my grandmother, her mother, was raised in Ireland. And they boiled everything.
Yeah.
So everything was bland as fuck and it was overcooked, and so there was always a large thing of salt on the table. So when you get like anything that was that otherwise would be,
Just turn it into a broth. Yeah.
it would give it the flavor that it no longer had anymore. So
and made weird shit.
Yeah.
My
What was the weirdest thing she ever made?
Who, my mom?
Yeah.
Oh, man, she did these stuffed bell peppers that were awful. I mean, everything.
what were they stuffed with? Like old socks?
Like a tomato paste, a rice, almost like a weird rice, solidified rice pilaf. What the fuck? It was awful.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound horrible, but I guess I didn't get to
the
taste
execution was
So
bad.
So I had to have been like maybe 16 or 17 before I realized that turkey wasn't supposed to be dry, and you didn't add salt to it to make it taste good. I was I was at a friend's house for Thanksgiving, and whoever made the turkey, it was so juicy. You bit into it, it was like, oh my god, this is amazing! How is it so fucking good?
Yeah,
I was like, wait,
this can't be done yet. I mean, it needs to go back in for another hour.
I told my mom that. She's like, yeah, well, some people cook it differently. I just cook it so it's dry. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be though, right, Mom?
Yeah. Because you just toss it in the oven for like 5 hours and call it good.
I couldn't even tell you how my mom cooked it. All I know is she learned from her mom and my grandmother, God rest her soul, she was a terrible cook as well. You know, she would boil the shit out of everything.
But then you boil it after you turn it into leather.
I think shoe leather tasted.
Got to put more moisture into it.
Although I think shoe leather was probably tasted better than some of the stuff my grandmother made.
But it was, and back in the day, right? I get it because boiling, at least it's a known quantity.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't know, and not everybody had stovetops and shit. And you know what I mean?
We were also exceedingly poor too, so we couldn't like afford like nice cuts of meat and stuff. So we would get the shit that was on sale from yesterday, and it was going to expire in the next 30 minutes kind of thing.
Yeah. we weren't super poor. We weren't super well off, but we weren't. We were solidly like lower middle class.
Yeah,
but Mom was a Depression baby, so she would find the best deals. Even like, it's like bread that just expired. It's like, who cares?
My mom was save $18 throughout the year.
So, my mom was born in the early 40s, so that she probably was too.
Oh yeah,
28 or 38. I think it's 1938.
My dad's 38.
Well, I know that my grandparents lived through the Depression, and my grandmother, I'm pretty sure my grandmother was alive during the famine in Ireland.
So. And just back in the 30s and shit, it's a whole nother world, man. You didn't just walk to the market to get any fucking thing you wanted.
Right.
But no, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And we've just gotten recently as spoiled as we are,
right.
where we can have 24-hour supermarkets. You can get a pineapple from fucking 8,000 miles away 24 hours a day. For like $6. But it's so, and it's like, well, there's nothing, the economy's running exactly like it should. It's like, man, that's the house of cards I'm talking about.
Right.
It's like you're shipping a pineapple 8,000 miles for fucking less than $6.
Right.
You got to step on it the whole way. I don't get it.
And my ADHD brain won't let me not say something, but I got a new mic, so that's why I sound so good. I have to say something.
You're a professional. That's why you
sound good.
I'm excited. You don't understand, man. I've had this mic on my wish list on Amazon for like the last 4.5 years. Ever since this mic became available.
Yeah, what's the model number on?
And this is the MK7, I think is what it's called.
Right on.
It was
a conspiracy.
What? Oh, your MK Ultra, yeah.
That's funny earlier.
Similar, yeah.
Well, thanks, moms.
Yeah,
little segue there into weirdness. Moms are the best.
Moms are the best.
Moms,
because it is.
Well,
I think all of existence really is, symbolically and not, about sacrifice, right? A sperm and an egg sacrifice their own identities to become something else, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You could run down the list.
I also think that
so something else starts, right?
Right.
Nothing really ends, right? It just becomes something else. So
I also think that
an obvious sign of that, right? Because they give birth and give the kid away, right?
Right.
To the world.
To the world. Here you go.
Yeah.
But I also think that for those of us who are in the Dead Mom Club, we also think
that's a horrible name for an organization, Todd.
It's a thing, though, man.
That is the Scott Bakula cult.
The cult of Scott Bakula. Yeah. No, the Dead Mom Club is a thing. There's also the Dead Dad Club too. Yeah. But we tend to remember the better things and not so much all the terrible things that happen.
I think that's a choice. Yeah. That's a choice that we make.
Our brain just does it automatically, though.
I don't think so. People delve on and dwell on. So that's how we get anxieties and psychoses and all sorts of different things.
I think you're right there. But I also think that we tend to want to remember the better parts. That way, we're not focusing on the negative, and we're
on the poo.
Yeah. But there are definitely parts of my relationship with my mom that I wish I could have changed, but
every time somebody passes, especially like mom or whatever, it's like I should have asked them such and such.
Right.
Questions about family, questions about their life, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Even though they are, parents, but they're still like people.
Because it is true that most of us will be forgotten within like 2 or 3 generations, right?
Sure.
Like
Something like that.
nobody will remember anything about it. You might somebody will have a picture, like I grew up with pictures of my great grandparents on the wall.
Yeah.
But like you said, I never spent the time to be like, what was this guy like?
Yeah.
What was he like when he was young?
Yeah.
So, but
and it is important, right? And that's why I think we do have that enables the shallowness of modern cultures, because we don't think about prior generations, and just the myriad pathways that had to end so this one could continue. Right?
I also am lucky enough to have like the last 2 voicemails that my mom ever sent me.
Oh, nice.
From 15 years ago, 16 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
But and it was I recently listened to them. It's just like, and she sounded like she was having a decent day, but she was definitely in pain.
Yeah. How old was your mom when she
was in her 60s, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. She had stage 4 breast cancer, and towards the end, she was just constantly in pain and numb from the medication and stuff. And
way too young.
Yeah. Definitely way too young. And my dad lived to be in his early 80s, and he was just fucking vile. He was such a bastard.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? When did mom?
She was 63.
Yeah, geez. Yeah. So you guys, your mom's passed like when my dad did, because he was in his early 60s. My mom made it to early 70s, but just health was shit. So when dad died, mom's health was just crap, right? Her electrolytes were all messed up. She couldn't stand up straight. And then after dad died, every year, right around Christmas time, she would hit the bottle hard because she was, lonely and depressed and all that stuff. So she one year had a major heart attack. Next year had a major stroke. Next year fell down, broke her hip. It's like every year, right around Christmas, there was this huge, and every time I would have to go to the hospital and have the doctor say, "What's the living will?" Right, and I have to sit there and go, "Okay, well, she doesn't want to be revived. If there's no opportunity, quality of life, have that conversation with the doctors." And it got so friggin' not annoying, but it got too familiar, right? It was like one of those conversations you never want to have, and I was having it like every year for 5 years in a row, right?
The holiday season.
Yeah, it's like welcome to Merry Christmas.
I can tell you that since my mom passed, the holiday season has never been the same, and it in the last 5 years, it got even worse in the last 5 years. So, I'm working on it, so it's not as it's just a lot of shit. So
yeah. I mean, I was been lucky on that because when dad died and then mom died, we don't get together as a family for holidays anymore,
right? But
I had another kid, so sort of started to create new traditions and new holiday experiences and stuff. So that's been helpful. For not being able to go out and do the traditional stuff with the family. And I remember thinking how much of a pain in the ass it was to have to go, let's go. I got to go out and hang out with
3 different stops.
And I'm pretty sure my family was like every other dysfunctional family. We only got together and hung out for maybe 4 or 5 hours once or twice a year, and that was during the holidays. And that was because mom wanted us all together. But now that mom's gone, I don't, I think I've gotten together with my siblings probably 6 times in the last 15 years. Mm-hmm. So, and it's always an awkward conversation. So what you've been up to? Just the, surface level bullshit,
Yeah.
And there's always one member of the family who has some sort of like, resentment towards something that happened years and years and years ago that they can't let go of.
And Yeah, doing that, what Mike was saying earlier about the holding on to that stuff is not not a healthy way to live.
I'm trying to, and I've been that person a couple of different times, and it's not always me, but it's always one of us, around the table. Somebody says something that is triggering, and just one of the others just goes ape shit for 5 to 10 minutes.
Food fight.
No, it's usually a shouting match, and like, well, fine, I'm fucking going then.
Man.
Yeah. That'll make it easy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I don't know, because we were never a tight family as far as like cousins and such go, and I really like my cousins.
I'm closer to my cousins than I am my siblings.
But I mean, we got together for like the holiday or whatever. But that's not
weddings, funerals, and occasional holidays. Yeah,
stuff like that. And they really are good people. It just kind of, since we didn't, we don't.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, it was the MV7. Sure, Mike.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes in different colors.
MK.
Probably because of the MK Ultra, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm a conspiracy nerd. Yeah, but yeah, it comes in different colors. You can get it in black, white, silver, and I think.
Nice. Yeah, Sure's been making great mics for him.
Yeah, this sounds amazing.
Yeah. They sure have been.
So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say about your moms? Your mom?
I miss her. You know what I mean? She was super good to me. So.
Yeah, if nothing else, like you were saying, just getting that backstory, know.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, we owe that.
I miss the good times. I don't miss the other shit.
But I mean, I don't know. The way we are is we remember somebody for how they interacted with us for the most part, as opposed to the totality of their story, as best as another person can know it.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, and that's kind of the thing. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and for me, like my last communication with my mom was like a week and a half before she died, and it was at that moment that I realized that she was obsessive compulsive. And so all the times growing up that I thought she was doing things to just to push buttons and she'd ask me to do something, I'd do it, and then she would come in behind me and redo it because I didn't do it the way she would have done it, and that kind of started to play with my head, and I was like, why do you fucking bother to ask me to do it if you're going to just redo it? And that bothered me as a teenager. And
but it's her working her tick or something.
It was just, she's, if it wasn't done right, she has to redo it. And if it wasn't done right for her, she had to redo it. So, like, legitimately, like in my teens, I said, you know what, stop asking me to do stuff for you if you're just going to redo it. Or there was a time she wanted me to help her with her computer because it was just packed full of like spyware and like ads popping up all over the place, and she was, it was running really, really slow, and I was really good with computers, and she's like, hey, can you fix it? It's like, yeah, I'll fix it, no problem. I fixed it. I had to remove a program she installed, but I fixed it, and because I removed that program, she got really angry with me. And I'm like, Mom, you told me to fix it, so I did what you asked me to do, And she's like, well, you're just doing it because that's the way you want it to be. It's like, no, Mom, I did it because that was the cause of all the problems you were having. I removed it. I replaced it with something similar that wasn't going to infect your computer. And that was the last time I did anything for computers wise. I told her after that, I was like, Mom, you need to call the Geek Squad. I can't help you. I don't know how to fix that, even though I totally did.
Is that what those guys do?
Yeah.
They come out to your house and fix your computer. I always thought they were just an appliance guy.
No.
They build.
But they're employees. Are they contractors of Best Buy?
I think they're contractors. Be careful. I had a coworker that had a friend or a relative that had called, older woman, called into Geek Squad because she was having computer problems. And he goes, oh, here, let me give you a phone number to call our main service, and gave her a bogus phone number. She called, and the guy answered, Geek Squad, and sat there and let her download like a Computer Anywhere kind of program. And he got in.
Remote access.
He got all of her bank account info and stuff like that. But
yeah.
$80,000.
It's a dick move.
$80,000.
And he got that from from a Geek Squad guy.
So supposedly she called into Geek Squad, local Best Buy, got a hold of the Geek Squad. Geek Squad guy was like, "Oh, you need to call our whatever service department person." Gave her the phone number. Of course, she didn't have the name of the person that she called and got the number for. And she called the guy. He pretended he was Geek Squad, said, "Okay, we need to download this PC Anywhere on your computer, and then I can get in and see what's going on." And he jumped in and just got all of her account information.
Because I've brought my shit to Renton Computer before, but can they view all your stuff?
Oh, yeah.
If you install a remote access program, they can access all of your computer stuff. And
even my Squish videos.
Yes. Especially those.
Dude.
Don't touch me.
So there's a YouTube channel that I follow that these guys are like, they're professional like IT guys, they're white hats, I guess you could call them. They're hackers, but they work for good, and these guys go and they screw with the scam artists.
Is that like Kit Boga?
I don't know. This was Malcolm Merlin was the page, and these guys record like. They do like a virtual machine for the scam artist to log into, and then they in turn are like looking at that guy's computer, the scammer's computer, and he's like accessing their root directories and all this other stuff.
Right.
And
there's a guy named Kit Boga that actually uses like a voice modulator so he can sound like an old lady.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what you're asking me to do, and he'll fuck with them for hours and hours and hours.
And he goes, that guy. He goes as far as like finding the location of the call center and taking photos of it through Google, and then setting that picture as that guy's computer's desktop image.
Yeah. He'll break into like their webcam on their and you can see stuff,
and you can see them, and
that's hardcore, dude. It would scare the shit out of me.
Really and then he goes as far as like pretending he's driving to like Fred Meyer to get gift cards because they want the gift cards. That's how they. He's like,
that's how they scam
we made a mistake. You got to pay us back with this gift card. So he'll come back and like input the number, and then before they can get it, he'll hit return, which gives him the money and doesn't give them the money, and they're like freaking out. Oh my God, I did not tell you to do this. In my best Indian accent.
He goes like, now I have the $500 on my Google account. What do I do now? This is so good.
And like, oh my God, how can you be so stupid? I don't think it's really nice for you to call me stupid.
Well, the other thing that guy does, he's worked with other people who do similar things, and they help like people who've been scammed get their money back.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But he also started putting his videos on TikTok and on Reels and stuff recently.
I mean, I want to donate to him. Just keep up the good work. I fucking hate people that try to scam us.
I've had family members scammed by stuff like that.
Especially
and friends of mine, my friend Shannon, her and her mom have been scammed 4 fucking times. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shannon.
Fire program.
But like, maybe it's like 3 times. It feels like a lot of times.
You can't blame the victim, right?
It's not her fault at all. It's just like, I mean, 3 times by people who are they're wanting to get another dog. And so they find like these people selling puppies online, and they send us the money, and we'll meet you at blah blah blah, and then they
don't show up.
Then they don't show up, or they change their mind, or we sold it to somebody else. Well, send us back our money. He's like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, no, that's a scam.
Yeah, big time. Yeah,
bummer. What is it in humans that allow us to do that to other humans? And do chimpanzees do that? Psych. It's not even psych. It's like specifically like trick someone.
Yeah,
right.
You're playing on someone's insecurities and whatnot, and you're like, hey, you want this cute puppy. They send a photo of a dog, and
dishonesty in general.
And then, and the most recent one was like, their daughter's in the hospital, and then their car broke down, and I'm like, oh my God, that is scam central right there.
It's got to be. You got to pick one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it rains. It rains when it pours. It rains and it pours. I'm like, dude, you're getting scammed again. They might even be the same fucking people, for all I know.
Broke my coccyx.
You know,
coccyx. What is it?
And you know the funny thing, she's gonna listen to this and she's gonna call me up and be like, "You talked about this on your podcast?" It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, we were talking about scam artists, and I couldn't help but mention it, man.
Did you? Did you name names?
I said my friend Shannon. I said my friend Shannon and her mom. I didn't specify last names or anything, but she knows I'm talking about her.
John Smith.
She's going to be mad at me for sure, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, come on.
Well, moms, rest in peace. We love you. We miss you.
Rest in power.
For all you other moms out there that are actually good moms, and we salute you.
Yes, I thank you.
My little sister is a great mom. She's got 3 kids.
Great mom.
And her second youngest is turning 18, I think, this year. So he's graduating high school this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's your job, right? Get him to graduation at the very least, right?
Yes,
it's a very least. Well, I mean,
keep them alive.
Keep them alive.
I settle for keep them alive. Like just the base. Yeah. And Jupiter, my son, his mom's fantastic, and I haven't
talked to Susie in a minute.
Oh no, she is in that kid's corner.
Yeah,
all day, every day. She's a super mom. She really is.
Yeah.
And a good bass player.
That's right. Is she still playing?
Songwriter. Oh yeah, I'm sure she is.
Band jamming somewhere. Yeah.
Dude,
that kid.
Hey, did you go to that show on Friday?
Yes, I did.
How was it?
It was pretty good.
I'm sorry I missed it. I actually forgot about it. It was like, when I remember, it's like, oh, it's already over.
I realized that we missed Ray's show. If you go all the way back to episode, I think 10 or 11. I think that was Saturday. I didn't notice until
at the Valley
Sunday.
Yep,
So
I did.
Ray, next one if you're listening, for sure.
And that was the Hayfields.
The Hayfields,
right? Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
I like Hayfields. We did a show with them in Tacoma at on 6th. Something that's got like an Irish name to it.
Oh, McMenamins or something? No.
That'd be nice. I want to play McMenamins.
Yeah.
I really do. It was cool though. I think it was a Halloween extravaganza.
Yeah.
Hey, Hayfields knocked it out of the park.
How long ago was that?
Probably 6 years.
It was a bit ago, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ray, apologize. But we may have something special. We're not ready to announce it yet because we're working out the details, but we may have Ray back here on a special sort of show. So
nice.
We'll keep you informed.
Yeah, it's going to be transcendental.
And I'll find out along with everybody else, apparently.
It's the thing that we've been talking about. We just have to narrow down.
Oh, gotcha. And here I'm thinking it's something new. I'm like, oh, wow.
Well, that's relatively new.
And
it's not ironed out.
No.
But it will be. Relatively soon. Not worry about it.
Yeah. You guys want to talk some headlines?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Eli. I know he's flying off to, I think, Kansas City. No, where is he at this week? Maybe it's Kansas City. No, it's Idaho. He's somewhere in Idaho. But found out he's a regular full-time listening fool.
Thank
just
you.
Religiously listens to it. So shout out to him and shout out to somebody else.
Idaho's
somebody
pretty.
else I was supposed to shout out to. Oh, well, I'll figure it out later.
Ding.
You'll be on your way home. Oh, yeah.
I'll just insert it. Wait, everybody be quiet. Okay, that's where I was inserting. All right, so headlines.
Medical strip.
Yes, exactly. Trump, the rape case is over. The verdict is in.
Civil case.
The jury has found him liable for not only defaming the E. Jean Carroll, but also that he sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
They did not find that he raped her, but they had enough to say that he sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy.
Is this the woman he grabbed her by the...
Well, yeah, and he admitted it on the Hollywood access tape,
and it went farther than just grabbing.
No, yeah, she says it was full penetration.
Yeah, what a I mean,
stuff,
it's bonkers. It's bonkers.
It's absolutely bonkers.
It's bonkers.
The guy did not put any kind of defense up. I found out today that they had it's
a total witch hunt.
Yeah, total witch hunt. They had a reporter from, I think, Vanity Fair or something, had gone to Mar-a-Lago to do a story on Melania when she was pregnant with, what's his name, Barron. And at one point, Melania went to go change into another outfit, and Trump was going to take this reporter on a tour of Mar-a-Lago, went into some back room and closed the door. And before she knew it, he was on top of her, grabbed her shoulders, pushed her against the wall, started forcibly kissing her, all this stuff, until a butler came in, and then that's when Trump backed off. You get
a lot of power out of 1 inch, I know that.
This was part of the testimony.
She testified to this because she's told this story in the press before during the 2016 campaign.
And even in a civil suit, it's still sworn testimony.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's perjury if
which is a felony.
Which is,
yeah.
And they asked his attorneys, Taco Pina, on cross-examination, only asked her one question. This reporter asked her if she was involved in any litigation against Trump. And she said no. And that was the only question he had for her, which was just shocking. Was that reporter the Mar-a-Lago reporter. Right. So I thought that was fascinating. They did not mount any kind of defense, and I maybe choose a different word than mount, but they did not put together any defense. He didn't testify. They did cross-examine the witnesses. They tried to make them look like they were just out to get him, that they were Democrats, that they didn't want him to be president, whatever damage they could do to him, that kind of thing.
That's a common spin for him. But I think he just wanted to keep this under $10 million, including lawyer fees.
Well,
just make that back.
Did he make it? Because they awarded her $3 million for the defaming charges, damages, and $2 million for the sexual assault.
Yeah.
So almost $5 million. It wasn't quite $5 million.
His lawyers were at least 3 to 5.
I would think so. Yeah.
I don't know. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know. It's terrible.
Well, he's going to appeal. And this is going to go back to
it's just humans got to stop preying on each other.
Yeah.
This probably isn't the place we're going to make that final push. But stop it. Stop it. People. I mean, and I know this. I'm not being flippant, and I don't think I'm being extremist. It's like, the vast majority of assaults happen against women by far. By far. It's like, please, take some type of self-defense course. You know what I mean? Just something, joint manipulation or something to where you can make distance between you and a hostile human. Yeah. Just so you can make some distance, right?
Or just grab, twist, and pull.
Whatever it might be. But you have to, the more you... and that doesn't mean you dwell that everybody is a sociopathic attacker. Right. But it's so...
But you have to be ready for it.
Yeah. To whatever
and guys,
And guys, stop doing this.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it. It's not happening.
They're not playing hard to get. They're not interested.
No. Yeah. It's not happening on its own. It's like... Right. Yeah.
And the other guys that aren't like that, be respectful and back them up. Right?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
If you see something, help somebody out.
Yeah, because they could be somebody's mom, dude.
Yeah.
There's
someone's mom, someone's sister, someone's daughter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If I see somebody about to kick a puppy or some shit, I'm not equating women and puppies. But I'm just saying that there's something that is not able to, at that moment, defend itself or whatever. Yeah, of course it's our moral duty as a being. Just as a conscious being, right? I don't think I'm outlandish in saying that.
No,
not at all.
Stand up for the ladies. Stand up for people who just can't stand up for themselves, because that's what...
I remember you remember the zoo? I think it's still there, the Zoo Tavern up in Seattle? off of East Lake.
Yeah.
Me and some buddies went up there one time and just drinking, having a good time. They got pool tables, no live band or anything, but there was a group of friends. It was both men and women that were there. And there was this drunk guy, and I don't know how it started, but he was like just all over this poor gal that was on the pool table, and he was like trying to, dry hump her and she, she was kind of just like, and I'm like, is that his girlfriend? Is that his wife? Do I get involved? Do I ask that question? And I finally kind of clued in. I looked at her friends, and her friends are all like, and so I went over and said, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
And she's like, no. And I said, do you know this guy? And she's like, no, I just met him here. And I'm like, okay, dude, you need to
kick rocks,
pile off, right? Yeah. And he got a little huffy and puffy, but I had 3 other guys with me, and then the other guys that were with this group of people. Yeah. So now there's like 5 or 6 of us sort of around, and he's like, she was into it, kind of a thing. It's like, if
evidently not.
She asked for it, man.
Wander off.
Oh, it's bonkers.
Yeah. So if you see something that doesn't look right, doesn't smell right, doesn't feel right, it's probably not right.
Would you say, see something? Say something.
Yes.
Yeah. Not just for paranoia against mad bombers and shit anymore.
So there used to be there used to be a phone number that people can give out when they don't want to give up their phone number to people.
Yeah.
Called the rejection hotline.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I actually made that outgoing message on one of my Google Voice numbers, and I decided recently that
I was for kids theme.
But it's
877 cars for kids.
But it's legit. Like the reason why you got this is they didn't want to give you their real number, probably because you had bad breath, and it gave this huge list of things, and it's like, or you just give off a creeper vibe.
Yeah.
The thing to remember is they're not interested. Don't call again.
Yeah.
And so I got this text message a couple weeks back on that number, and I thought it was my main number. I was like, who the hell is this? And then I realized what number it was. And I said, I can't talk right now. I mean, they couldn't talk. I was like, well, as soon as you can give me a call, and then when he calls that number, it will play the outgoing message of the rejection hotline. But he was texting that number, and once I realized it was somebody trying to hook up with this person that gave him the number, it's like, just call the number, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's ways to be nice about it too. Firm. Just say, hey, not interested, dude.
Yeah, sometimes that doesn't work though.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some guys who are just thick.
No, I get that. I just mean that you can do it without like, you have bad breath or what,
Sure.
You're not a handsome guy, whatever. It's just, hey.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that women should
directly and say both of those things.
Yeah. I'm not saying that they should.
You're not very good at guitar either.
But no, that's
the bassist, dude. You're not the lead guitar.
But that's the point of that outgoing message, is just to let them know there's unequivocally there's no interest whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's
get over it, dude. Move on.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad people are using that Google number for that purpose.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Any other takeaways from that case?
Well, it only took 2.5 hours for the deliberation, which I also thought was pretty fascinating.
Unanimous.
Yeah. And it was unanimous, yeah.
But this doesn't mean he's going to jail for it.
Oh, no, this was all civil. This was all civil. This is all just money.
What about the other case he had going for him where he was being indicted? Wasn't he going to be going to jail for that?
He's indicted. They just, it won't go to trial probably till 24. This time next year, probably.
A whole year?
Yeah, there's discovery and there's more evidence they're going to find. And of course, Trump's attorneys are going to try to push it as far as they can because they want to claim that it's the election time. We can't have trial
and if he
now.
becomes president, then he can't, because the Justice Department for some reason thinks that a president
everybody needs to go vote regardless of you want to vote Democrat or whatever. Vote for whoever else is not Trump.
Yeah.
Well, he'd have to make. I mean, we're a long ways from that point. We're a long ways. I'm not going to prosecute.
It's CNN town hall tonight, which I didn't want to watch.
Who's doing a CNN town?
Trump is tonight.
What?
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh God, what idiot in his campaign set this up to be right after the Trump? Because they would have known."
No, it doesn't matter to that guy.
Yeah,
no, because it doesn't matter. Because
I'm curious on how he's going to try to sidestep, because they have to ask him about it, right?
Sure, but
just send me money to my campaign to stop the witch hunt.
Oh man, I don't know, because it's not.
Give me all your hard-earned cash that you're not spending on food.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
there's no. It's not. With that, it's way too early.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not a. I don't know. That's. But that's why. There's not a left wing.
Do you think that the people that are not well off are sending him hundreds of dollars, or do you think they're just?
I don't know. I mean, people are buying the Trump NFTs for hundreds of dollars.
And people did dialing for dollars and weird ass church fucking telephones and shit. It's like people do that all the time. And if this is just a different type of.
Speaking of which, folks, if you want to get more of our content, go to our website.
Sure. Yeah. No. What we do with your money is totally okay.
And we're not asking. We're not asking you to send us hundreds of dollars. Although we won't say no to it. If you want to spend more, you can.
And you certainly do not have to at all.
But but
you can.
We're here for you.
You totally can.
Yeah. No, we do this because we're driven to do this.
Yeah. We're doing this because we're having fun. You having fun is a cool side effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in other news, Mike, your favorite conspiracy theory, I think, from way back was the Bermuda Triangle stuff, right?
That masked villains. I thought both of those things would be way more prominent in my life.
Yeah. It turns out that there's an Australian scientist who thinks he's solved the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh man, Australians are.
Do you want to know what it is?
What is it?
It's that there's no problem there. It's just a very well-traveled piece of ocean, right? Just like any other well-traveled piece. It's not more or less than any other locale for stuff that happens. It just happens to be a well-traveled piece of, from over the years. I would think Suez Canal or Mediterranean Sea.
Well, you know what the conspiracy theorists are going to say? Like, it doesn't matter what that guy says because Australia is not real.
Nice.
Have you heard about that?
Step.
Have you heard about that?
Oh my God!
Screw you, Aussie.
It's legitimately part of the flat Earth theory that Australia is not a real place. That all the people who claim to be from Australia are British.
Oh man! Well, they were British at one point, right? But they kind of got sent off.
Yeah.
Oh man! Except for the people who lived there for the last 35,000 fucking years. Man! And some of
the indigenous.
They're amazing. The
Maori
peoples. Oh my God, they're astounding,
dude.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It's like, because that's not easy. It's like, and I think, and obviously, tribal life is not easy, right? But I think of like west coast of, say, Washington or British Columbia or something, 500 years ago. It's like there's just there's crabs. There's
all
everywhere.
kinds of food.
One of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life is the indigenous people of Australia and New Zealand. Pacific Islanders in general. They have this thing called a haka. Are you familiar?
Sure.
It is the coolest looking thing, especially when you get more than 2 or 3 people. It's more impressive when there's hundreds of people doing it. And there was a video I saw, I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube right after the first Aquaman movie came out, and Jason Momoa and all the other Pacific Islander people from Atlantis in the movie were all doing the haka on the red carpet. On video and stuff. It was really cool, and I started seeing all these other videos of other people doing it. Yeah, it was really neat.
Yeah, what an intimidating way to intimidate your enemy.
Just think that they're absolutely bonkers, and that they're going to rip your face off.
Right.
Well, and pipes and drums, same kind of thing. So everybody, at the same time, and mass more of you.
If you've
Oh, and bagpipes.
Pipes and drums in general when you have like a whole group
makes want to chop up some Saxonites.
I actually went to,
but that's a common tactic. Right?
About 20 years ago, I went to the Highland Games. I think down in South King County. Maybe it was Pierce. Either way, it was south of here, and there was about 20 people in like this drum line. They had pipes and drums, and they came across a field, and you could feel it as they're coming closer. It was the coolest thing ever.
Yes. Nice. There's actually a movie. I don't remember if it's on Prime or if it might be on Netflix, and I think it's called Dead Island. And it's not a zombie movie, but it is about the Maori warriors. Years and years ago, a couple of tribes sort of battling it out and stuff, and they do a big haka thing. But yeah,
and they go, and they stick their tongues out, and it's so fucking scary looking.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's a whole different outlook. Like, because not all tribal life was warring, right? But I think that's a certain aspect of fucking human being, right? It goes way back, even in tribal societies. But, hardcore. Hardcore. It's like,
I would like to see.
This really is the golden age. I'm not kidding.
Like Pacific Islander warriors going up against Norse Vikings. That would be a cool battle to watch.
There used to be a show on History Channel where they would pit.
They
would that's every fifth grade dude's dream show.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Samurai versus Viking.
Yeah.
Polar bear versus wolf pack.
There's a YouTube channel where they do
animal ones.
I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen those too.
Animated ones.
Yeah, those came out like the late 90s, early 2000s, I think. But there was also a YouTube channel that does something similar, but they take people from pop culture. So like Batman versus Iron Man, and Optimus Prime versus Iron Man, I think it was too. But yeah, it's what was that one called? It's like epic battles or something like that. But either way, I'll find it and I'll post it. But it was a cool show.
So sorry, Mike, if you believe this guy. And it's actually, I think it's Sotheby's Insurance that says the same thing. And there's somebody else, another I think maybe the FAA or something.
All right. Well, what about all the Charlie's Angels episodes and $6 Million Man?
It's either quicksand or it's Bermuda Triangle, right?
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Is quicksand even a real thing, or is that like a fictional thing?
Where we come from, they call it mud.
But like, as us being Generation X, that was in every fucking movie, every TV show growing up.
TV show.
There was either you're gonna get eaten alive by dinosaurs, or you're gonna drown in quicksand.
Did the actors get like a per diem for getting all gooey and shit? What the fuck was that goo that they were in? They're like making $50 a day, and they're spending $15 in cigarettes.
It was probably water and like oatmeal and like sawdust and
prop boys.
Here, I'm going down. Give me the vine, quick.
Oh, it's great.
That's that's straight up out of that last Indiana Jones, where the only thing that they had to throw him was a snake. Is like, call it a vine. Are you serious?
When does that new one come out? Is this summer?
This summer, yeah. And then
I didn't know they had started filming.
I finished. Yeah.
Oh, geez, did not know that.
Yeah, no, it's coming up in like a couple months.
What's LaBeouf doing it?
He's not in it. Shia,
LaBeouf.
I think he is pretty much done with Hollywood right now. I think.
Yeah, well, he did the Licorice Pizza thing, right? Was that it?
That was a great.
Is that his project?
That was his project. Yeah.
Or
no, that was Paul.
No, there was
Paul Thomas Anderson or something.
Yeah.
No, what was the one that he did where he was essentially playing his
peanut
dad?
butter and the Falcon or something?
Yeah.
Falcon and the peanut butter or something.
Peanut butter Falcon.
Yeah.
Whereas it was basically about this kid with Downs who wanted to be a wrestler, and I think it also had Jake the Snake Roberts in it too.
Nice. Oh yeah, Jake the Snake. Well, he's had kind of a he kind of has popped back up. He got sober.
He got sober with Diamond Dallas Page's yoga, and he and Razor Ramon, although he recently in the last few years passed, but those two both got sober using that version of yoga.
That's great.
The DDP yoga. DDT, or is it DDT or DDP?
DDT was like Agent Orange or something, wasn't it?
Oh, Diamond Dallas Page. No, he's a guy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was like 6'6". He was huge.
Massive, yeah.
All right. Our childhood's ruined. Sorry about that.
My favorite theory was the giant gas bubble. Like a giant methane.
The methane bubbles that cause the ships to sink.
But does that burp? Occasional ocean burps, right?
But how
it's the equivalent of swamp gas for UFOs and shit.
Yeah. Well,
what the fuck you saying to me, dude? It's got flashing lights and shit. Makes zoom sounds. So swamp gas,
dude. So I hated that. Like, you know, it was methane bubbles. It's like, so did the methane bubbles also cause the planes to crash too?
Yeah, big enough bubble. Right? Yeah. Millions of
how close to the water does this plane need to be for the methane bubble to affect them?
I don't know. In my mind's eye, it was like a gargantuan
blip.
Right.
Just a belch.
But,
and like took out a boat and a plane at the same time.
You know, like a volcanic eruption almost, but one made out of methane.
Just the earth burping and farting.
Yeah, basically. Because there are huge pockets of shit. We call them fucking natural gas.
Yeah.
Right?
True,
Yeah, I suppose.
That is what that is. And trillions.
Yeah.
Trillions and trillions and trillions of cubic feet. Right?
I still think my favorite idea for the Bermuda Triangle is that it's just like wormholes, you know, things going in and then things coming out like years and years, decades, hundreds of years later kind of thing.
Where did the Philadelphia experiment happen? Was that part of Bermuda Triangle lore? Or
no, I thought that was in the Pacific.
I think the Philadelphia experiment took place on the West Coast.
Oh, all right.
I thought anyhow. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I just thought maybe that was part of a tie-in for all that.
Yeah, maybe so. I think it's the Kraken, you know. Release the Kraken.
Cool. Well, of course he's somewhere sunny. He's like, Bermuda's great.
Nice and warm down here. Plenty of fish.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, a big earth burp.
Yeah. It's like, what a dog, you know. He looks back like, that was me.
Excuse me, I'm lactose intolerant.
Guys. Yeah, feed the dog cheese.
Well, speaking of big, stupid triangles, Santos, the representative from New York, who we've talked about a few times on the show, was the big liar, the big fat liar that, you know, solved, you know, world crises on his own, and he graduated all these magna cum laudes.
Mom was in the second tower during the
all kinds of lies and stuff. Yeah. He said he was Jewish and that his grandparents perished in the Holocaust, and then it came out that he was Catholic. He said, "Well, I'm Jew-ish."
Well, but he's not a comedian. See, that's why that's a problem.
Didn't work right.
Yeah.
So he got indicted.
Just imagine what kind of fucking grifting he'd do once he's got once he's got access, because he's in the house, right? So it's like, they're the ones with the pocketbook, bro.
Right.
It's like, no, you don't need somebody who's an obvious
He was more like, I'm Jewish.
Yeah, which is a good line. That's a fine line. There's nothing wrong with that. But of all the things I'm mad at him about, it's not his comedy. Right? It's like,
and that's not even a new joke. That's like, been around for... Isn't that like not Jackie Gleason. The guy who was in Jackie Mason, that's the one I'm thinking of.
That's the biggest politics shit I've ever seen.
It's like, I don't know about you guys, but
like Cannonball Run.
No, it was him and
Dom DeLuise.
No, it was the golf movie with Chevy Chase.
Oh yeah,
and it was the second one, not the first one. Caddyshack 2.
That's
right. Yeah, he took over.
He was in one of the Meatballs movies too, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
Took over for Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
And
Ted
Ted Knight, yeah. Oh, Ted Knight.
Oh, he's great. He plays Oh, he's great.
Meanwhile,
I just loved in the first one his little boat, and he's got his little yacht, and his wife like breaks the boat by trying to break the champagne on
it. Sinks the boat, right?
I fucks it up anyway.
Did Rodney? I think maybe Rodney sank the boat.
I think Rodney had a giant boat.
He had a giant power yacht.
Oh my god,
man.
Yeah, there's also,
no
believe it or not, there's another Rodney Dangerfield.
No.
Who was an old-timey tough guy in film and like cowboy, tough guy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like a John Wayne
How
kind of guy.
long ago? Like
30s and 40s.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe into the 50s.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great name for like a tough guy.
Yeah.
Kind of Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Jock Dangerfield.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to be confused with Johnny Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Or you could be Rod
Dangerly.
Dangerfield.
Yeah,
That's a good
dangerously.
porn name.
Dangerously. My mother did that to me once.
Yeah, oh my God.
Once.
And they tugboat that fucking line. They do that whole bit. My father hung me on a hook once.
Once.
Yeah. Joe Piscopo, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And is that Michael Keaton?
It was, yes.
Okay.
I saw that in theaters.
Dude, I did
Remember
too.
Night of the Comet?
Yes.
I was thinking about
Yeah.
Night of
Oh,
the Comet the other day. It's
dude.
like, because I saw it at the Roxy right across the street.
Dude, the girls from that movie are going to be at SummerCon.
That's cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The two-
summer comes
yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of people. And if you just hang out by the bathrooms, pro tip, because celebrities have to use the bathrooms.
Oh.
So you just
I'm not. That's
learn.
going
I'm
to be.
telling you, they
I'll,
love that.
I'll tell you now. I will.
Mister.
You do not want to be the guy who's hanging out by the bathrooms hoping to get an autograph. It's not a good look. It is not a good look.
I'm not going to let you in unless you sign this.
Yeah. Oh man!
Follow him in. Stand next to
I
the
do
urinal.
walk by, right?
Mr. Spider,
I'll take the long route
Mr.
to the
Data, I mean,
bathroom.
Mr. Spider, can you please sign this? Man,
don't
get
know,
out of the
man.
way. I have to pee.
Mike's
And
got
for me,
like
it's
his
more like,
Mike's got like his pen and his autograph book on his shoe, and he's putting it underneath the stall.
got a wide stand.
Can you sign my shoe? Is it
Oh my
okay?
God, that would be. Well, I need to do that. Hang on.
If I
that
give-
needs to be a bit.
If I give you some toilet paper, will you sign my shoe?
Oh man!
He's like, Mike is like, he's hoarding all the toilet paper in his like.
Yeah, so they have to talk to me. You want to come here? You talk to me.
He's like,
Autograph 2 sheets, selfie
Yeah.
4 sheets.
I'll do a sheet per let know.
if you take a selfie with me, I'll give you the whole roll.
That's great.
And he's over there. You can hear his stomach. Find out your
But
favorite person
we're
is like.
kidding. Do not do this.
We do not recommend.
I do not recommend it at all.
No.
There is a John Travolta movie where he plays like this like autograph hound who's kind of a special guy. He's probably on the spectrum. You know, he's a little awkward.
Travolta?
Yeah. And he it came out like 2019, and it was a Fred Durst movie.
What?
Who's
Yeah.
Fred Durst?
I did it all for the cookie, so you could take that.
Yeah,
so you could take the. What the hell was the
Limp
name?
Bizkit was his band.
I thought it was the guy from. No, that's
Fred Armistead or something.
no, the tough guy actor, Fred. Fuck. Okay, well, geez, no, I didn't know Fred Durst.
Fred Ward.
No, I really like Fred Ward.
Yeah.
No, he was in.
So, and it's called Fanatic, I believe.
all right.
The Fanatic.
Oh, he's like a super fan or
He's
whatever?
like a massive fan, and then and because he's kind of like I said, he's on the spectrum. He looks like he has lots of mannerisms that make it look like he's emulating someone who's like autistic, but they don't ever say he's autistic. They don't even say he's on the spectrum, but he acts that way. And he has this really bad haircut. He looks like he just like shaved his head with his beard trimmers, kind of like I did, but way worse. And so a friend of his, or a person he knows, tells him about this app that tells you where all these celebrities' houses are, and he finds out where his favorite actor lives and goes to the guy's house and hanging out in front of his driveway. And
Is it a real actor or is it a fake actor?
and they're all like real people, but he's not playing a real person.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was like,
Apparently, this story is based on something that happened to Fred Durst, where he had an interaction with a crazed fan, but yeah, if you like horror films that are like about celebrities being stalked and whatever else, you might want to check this out.
Yeah, dude.
I'm waiting for us to get to that point where we're stalked.
I don't want stalkers. Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway.
It's on Prime Video if you want to watch it. So.
Old Santos.
And plus, anybody out there that I am infatuated with, rest assured, I'm tired now. I'm not. I'm not following nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing anybody.
Right.
It freaked. That movie freaked me out to the point where I just if I see celebrities, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool, whatever. I don't want to be perceived as that crazed fan. So,
Man.
What do you see? IG-12 with Grogu. Inside.
I don't know. I would be like, yeah, that's really cool. I don't think I would walk up and say anything.
No.
Yes. But no, I got tickets to go to an event coming up in a few weeks down in Cantor, Auburn at Unleash the Con. They have the cast for the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So the 4 turtles and April and the actors are all going to be there.
Great.
So
Nice.
you can get photos and stuff with them.
So anyway, Santos. Back on subject.
Meanwhile, back at the podcast.
13 indictments, 13
Federal charges.
Federal charges. He's charged with wire transfer. What do you call it?
Wire fraud.
Wire transfer fraud, theft of public funds, lying to the House of Representatives, and something else. I forget what it is. I can't even read my own handwriting.
Being a world-class bullshitter.
Yeah.
Well, evidently not. He got caught.
I mean,
Geez, well, we'll see.
He got
hasn't been
this
convicted
far.
of anything
Yeah.
yet, so we'll see.
And,
We'll see what happens.
a lot of Republicans were asked about whether or not he should be forced to resign or to, sort of push to resign. And a lot of the leadership, like Scalise and McCarthy, were both like, well, he's got to do his day in court, innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, well,
stuff
and I
like that.
100% believe that's I agree.
Yeah. But I mean, we already know what this guy's about, right?
No, but they can squeeze him for a guarantee.
Some more votes,
right? Because they could make sure that he gets a committee assignment or doesn't. Right. They can do all the, any kind of help in re-election campaigns, blah, 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 blah. It's like they still have juice that they can give him if he cooperates, right?
Yeah.
So he's worth having if he's working for them. They don't care. They don't give a fuck if he's fraudulent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's no. And sadly, most, people don't. And that's a problem.
That's a huge problem. Why anybody wouldn't care. Yeah, I mean, 30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, nobody would touch the guy with a 10-foot pole, right? After even just the lying stuff.
I guess Ted Kennedy did a lot.
Yeah,
right? And he's still
you have a point there, yeah.
He's still, historically speaking, very well respected.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. And then, but the cover-up kind of thing, too. It's like, traffic accidents happen.
Right. Yeah, so it was all about the cover-up.
Yeah. And stuff like that. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just weird. And I understand that humans are humans, right? And it's not.
Yeah.
Fuck-ups happen, and there's a lot of pressure and this, that, and the other thing, but it's like, we need to make truth cool again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And dignity cool again, right?
Yeah.
It's like, because being a statesman, stateswoman, whatever the case might be, it's like, that is an honorable and dignified thing throughout history, right? It's like people who stand up for the future.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not just making truth cool again, which is necessary, but it's also knowing what the truth is, right?
Sure. Yeah,
because we can all agree that the sky is blue and that down is down and up is up and all that stuff. But when you start saying, no, down is up and up is down and the sky is green and, it's alternative news, right?
Sure.
It's,
alternative facts.
You got to get away from that.
Sure. But most lies lead to a poor result.
Yeah,
right. And if the goal is a future that's better than today, then a poor result is not the desired result.
Right. Yeah,
right. It's
true.
like, no, lies have their own fucking friction. They do. It's just like, and I'm not trying to pretend that I haven't fucked up. Don't be silly.
Yeah.
Right? But, and also comedy's totally not included in this, right? Comedy's different. But, because that is kind of the plus side to deception, right? Is you can play peekaboo with a baby.
Yeah.
Right? That's deceiving, right? But that's not a bad act. It's like, so we need to be able to determine what is bad acting.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can lie to your kids to, stave off their feelings, right? If something bad happened or something like that, but I wouldn't necessarily call that bad, but.
You mean like Santa Claus or
Santa Claus or Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny,
yeah.
We love you. Live.
Fucking giant rabbit coming leaving you hard-boiled eggs everywhere. And he colored them first. Holy crap. What kind of freako
candy,
man? It's like because,
I'll take the candy.
Know. And because we want them to believe in magic. Right?
Yeah.
Until we don't.
Until we don't anymore. Yeah.
As long as it involves, as long as it's magic that involves your religion, not somebody else's.
Yeah, that's true.
Belief system, right?
Because if it's not part of your religion, then it's witchcraft. But it's the same fucking thing.
Or just not true. Right? It's like, and I was thinking about that today. I'm just completely off subject, unless we're done with Santos.
Yeah, we're done. I'm so done with Santos.
Yeah. But, and I don't know this, like I don't know anything about this type of subject, but the avatars, whether it's Buddha or Christ or anything, it's one being, right? That just keeps coming back trying to fit into that time to cast a message, that'll... Right, so it's
I mean, if you believe in a higher power and stuff like that, otherwise it's one big grift.
Sure, I guess that just preys upon that the human need for a belief system.
Just an explanation for weird shit,
Fuck. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, not just I guess, and just try to make sense of it all because we all do in our own mythos anyway.
It gives people hope that at some point in their life they're going to be reunited with people that are no longer here.
Sure, yeah.
And that's
and that when we're no longer here,
that we're gonna see everybody again. And
so it is based on a better future, you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the line there that you're given,
That and probably some societal structures, right? Because like the 10 Commandments and the rules for how you live your life and stuff. And I would say a lot of societies have taken, especially Western society has taken a lot of the, thou shalt not kill and that shall not covet thy neighbor's wife, steal, that kind of stuff. I mean, that's all.
Unless she's really, really hot, and then it's okay.
Well, I'm just saying as as norms and mores of a society probably come from a lot of that.
Trying to create stable society, right? Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, because you want to have longevity in your society, right? Because that gives you that kind of hope. So.
Yeah. Speaking of longevity in society, did you guys hear that Robert De Niro, the Godfather himself, at 79,
has just seventh baby,
another baby?
Oh, gee, no, I did not.
79 years old, just had another kid. I think this is his fifth or seventh kid. Seventh kid.
We talked about this last night with Jamal brought it up, and
he had like kids in his 50s.
He's in his 80s.
He's in 79, and he's got kids in their 50s, and he's got kids in their 20s and 30s, and now he's got a brand new friggin' baby.
Well, I mean,
geez, I don't know.
His younger kids, his kids can take care of their youngest sibling now. That he's not going to be able to be chasing around a toddler or anything like that.
And if you got money, you have people for that anyway. They all went to boarding schools and shit. I would think. I don't know that, but you know what I mean. Wealthy people have a different
I would
life.
hope anyhow, because
that's true.
Did a lot of movies back in the day. So
I mean, I couldn't imagine having a kid now. My back already hurts. But like you said, I don't have the means to hire a friggin' au pair.
The lady from the do-it-all lady from Family Guy.
No, you
that lady.
Consuelo.
You buy. She's everywhere.
I don't know.
Yeah, if I had one of those in my life, maybe. No, I just, I mean, 79. If the kid is lucky, based on death rates and ages and stuff, maybe get to his teenage years knowing his father.
Sure.
But I don't know, man. I think it's more important for me, and maybe not for him. For me, it would be knowing and having a life with my parent, right? Not somebody that you knew for 5 years when I'm 5 years old.
I'm not bringing any children into the world. I did not have a good father figure, so I don't believe I would be a good parental.
No little Todds running around.
Well, and nobody's
not running. No,
knows that they're going to be good at it before they start. Right?
They're going to be sitting in a crusty T-shirt by the hamper.
There's an image we
did not want nor
we
need.
did not need to know about Todd's dream catcher. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. 79 years old, having babies. I mean, obviously, a 79-year-old woman's probably not having a kid without the miracles of modern medicine. But, you know, women in their 50s or their late 40s having kids, you know.
I mean, if they froze an egg or something, they probably have a surrogate or something. But I don't see them like naturally doing it. No.
I remember when my son was born, I think I was 27 and I was like, okay, he's going to be 18. I'm going to be 43. That's pretty cool, man. I'll be 43, have my kid gone doing whatever he's doing, and I'm going to be young enough. And then I did it again, right? Spaced it out. So now I'll be, do the math. I'll be almost 60 when she's, you know, going off to college. So I'll be 50 something, late 50s.
That's not so bad.
That's not bad.
Not so bad. 50's the new 30, right? And 30's the new.
That's what the people who are in their 70s say.
They're all trying to convince us, but
well, you know, maybe I was tired. I used to nap a lot in my 30s, but I had a kid. Kids exhaust you. If you don't have kids, you have no idea.
They friggin' do.
Hey, I had a cat for 12 years, so I understand.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, totally the same.
And I think it's easier to have multiple kids than just to have one, because you're always entertaining the one, right?
If they have siblings,
it's like, go take care of your brother.
And that's when you're like, what are they doing? They're quiet.
Sure.
And you go in, and the older one is like taking a Sharpie and giving tattoos to the younger one.
And the other one has like clumps of hair missing and the big old grin on their face. I'm getting tattooed. I got my hair cut, Daddy.
Your siblings were close to your age.
Yeah,
right?
my brother was 2.5 years. Yeah,
Todd, yours were all older.
Yeah, the closest one to me is my older sister Heidi, and she was 6 years older.
Oh, geez. Okay, that is a pretty good gap. Yeah. I'm 3.
Hence, like, I don't have a very good relationship with my siblings because they're all like
too old.
Too older. No, nothing in common other than genetics.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right on. I mean, no, more power to them. Again, like Mike said, or somebody said, it's, you know, they've got the money to do it.
Sure.
You know, they're not taking it with
different.
them.
It's just different. You know, and it's like poor people have to have a whole other set of
because you're supposed to be like paying for your retirement, right? I mean, a normal person, right? Be worried about, you know, do I pay my medicine, get my prescription, or do I pay my?
You want your kids to be adults by the time you're retirement age, because
somebody's got to wipe my ass. I mean, I don't know who it's going to be yet, but
it's going to be your daughter, I'm sure.
Somebody's going to fucking be.
She's like, God damn it, life. Daddy! Did you have Taco Bell again?
Scarred for life, they will be.
I know. No, it's a lot to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, geez. Well, be good.
And I mentioned last night, I was like, just think when the baby's born, his girlfriend or whoever can change his diaper while she's changing his.
Yeah.
You know, they're sons.
Yeah.
And daddy and son at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's the news I had. You guys have any other stories that you came across?
Cool stuff? Jeez, I'm sure. I'm just not thinking right now.
Movies coming out that I'm excited for.
Oh, yeah?
You know, there's the new Transformers movie coming out soon. I just got a notification that tickets are on sale now. Yeah. You know, Rise of the Beast.
This is not a Marky Mark.
No, this is closer related to the Bumblebee movie. So it will be following that movie.
So these aren't Predacons. These are something else.
These are Beast Machines, dude. This is
I don't know Beast Machines. Talking about
it was 90s Transformers. It was Canadian, it was the same people that did Mainframe, the cartoon, which was a computer generated. It's on Tubi TV. You can watch Beast Wars, Beast Machines, and it's
a Beast Wars. Was it a Michael Bay movie or something else?
This is not Michael Bay at all, but it's going to involve both the it's going to have Predacons because the Predacons are the Decepticon versions of the Beast machine, the Beast Wars.
I thought Predacons were the good guys.
No.
Oh.
Not in this.
Am I mistaken in believing
Khan is the emphasis, you know.
But I thought they formed into Predaking or something. I thought
those were Decepticons.
Jeez, did not know that.
Then you got deceived. Huh?
Wow.
It came out like 93 or 95-ish thereabouts, and it was supposed to take place hundreds of years after the original series. So like they crash on Earth and they find the Ark, and they're, you know, is it hundreds? Yeah, I think it's hundreds of years later, because they crash, they scan life forms, and they become Prime is a silverback gorilla, and you know there's other, you know, there's a rat.
Did you say that was Ron Perlman?
Ron Perlman is the voice of Optimus Primal. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Poor guy. He's been pigeonholed as an ape man.
Giant ape.
Or a beast, right? He was Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
He was Hellboy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, that guy was born to be Hellboy.
Oh, dude. And
he's just a brick.
Do you follow him on social media? He is awesome.
I've seen the Maine Coon cat thing.
He posts stuff. He's one of those people that will call out politicians and say you're an idiot. You know. Yeah.
There's a movie coming out. I think it's going to be limited run in theaters and then head over to HBO Max, and it's called Sisu, I believe. And I'm sort of excited about it. It's a Norwegian film. World War II. There was and I can't remember the name of the war, the short war between Nazi Germany and Norway when the Nazis were trying to get the
Sisu? How's that spelled?
Sisu.
Yeah, no, I think it's a gore fest.
It is a gore fest movie,
Nazis.
And they're like trying to compare it to Inglourious Basterds, but they're like, no, this is one of those movies that Tarantino would have used as inspiration to make.
Sure.
Inglourious Basterds. But it's about a miner that is coming back home that had probably been a vet that had fought against Nazis before, and he sort of gets harassed by them, is my understanding, and they give him a lot of shit, so he just turns homicidal maniac on them and just
and kills a bunch of Nazis.
Kills a bunch of Nazis. Yeah.
I think I'd be down for watching that.
So I want to see that one.
And is it Danish?
It might be Danish, or it might be
Denmark.
Is it Denmark? Okay,
so.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, completely wrong.
I want to say it's Norway because it's based on the.
The languages are Finnish and English, and so
maybe it is Finn. Yeah,
Finland.
Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Sorry, my Norwegian Scandinavian friends. I'm just you're up in that northern snowy part.
This is the description of the movie. So during the last days of World War II, a solitary prospector crosses paths with Nazis on a scorched earth retreat in northern Finland when the soldiers decide to steal his gold. They quickly discover they tangled with no ordinary miner.
That's right. He will not go quietly into the night.
Yeah.
He will not go quietly into the night.
Have you seen the movie Fin Troll?
No.
Oh, dude. It's called Troll, and it came out a few years ago, and it's about this troll in like Norway and Finland area, and
nice.
It's a great movie.
Nice. All right. Well, I've got some positive stuff. If you guys want to end this episode on some positive stuff, I came across a couple of quotes, and I think this is sort of words to live by. It's by from Mother Teresa, at least attributed to her. So I'm going to assume that the internet doesn't lie to me, and this is really a quote from her. But she said, "Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier."
Jeez. So
it's just putting that positivity out in the world with everybody you meet. And the other one, just to make ourselves feel better, this is from A.A. Milne, who is Winnie the Pooh author, poet.
Paula.
You are braver than you believe. Stronger Than You Seem and Smarter Than You Think.
I think that's actually in the books, too.
It may be.
Geez, I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. So just a couple of quotes that when I was doing some other stuff or something else, and I came across these and enjoyed them and wrote them down.
Oh, and I did finally watch Slither.
Oh, what'd you think?
Really gross, but really funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
And just, oh my God. Michael Rooker. Oh my God, Rooker was so
hilarious,
so good in this movie.
Yeah.
And Nathan Fillion, of course, is Nathan
always
Fillion,
great.
and
Yeah,
so funny. And then just some of the lines in this was like, really? Oh my God. And this is a James Gunn movie. And what's funny is when I did some looking, and it was also attributed to Rob Zombie and the dude who did the Trauma films.
Oh.
So like I think the three of them kind of worked on this movie together.
Yeah. But absolutely fun movie. If you're into the gore fest, it's gross and it's disgusting.
It's not real gore as much as it is just slimy and gross.
Yeah. The wife would not be, because she does not like slugs or eels or slimy, snotty stuff. She can't handle it. That's her phobia, and that's great. But I enjoyed it.
But it was like I was expecting a lot more blood and guts, and there was blood and guts, but not nearly as much as I was expecting.
Yeah. Somebody explodes. Michael Rooker, does he explode? Somebody explodes.
A couple of people explode
in the barn. Yeah.
The girl explodes.
I have to watch it again. It's been
so
a
like
while.
he gets shot in the belly from like this thing that's an alien organism, and it shoots him, and he like starts to mutate and turn into like this giant like I want to say it's mostly slug, but I think it's also a little bit of like a squid like thing.
Yeah,
because But he like injects like all these little slug things into this woman, and she starts to grow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and she turns. And I was watching like if you look online and look for like the bonus feature footage, James Gunn talks about like, I fought for that scene because I wanted her to look like a giant nipple.
I mean, because why not?
I mean, her head was the nipple, and her body was like this giant blob of skin.
Yeah. So check it out. Slither came out
2006.
2006. God damn. We getting old, guys. We getting old. All right, well, that is it. If you are a paying member of our website, if you're not, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's only $3 a month or $30 a year, and you get great bonus features like what we're about to do next, which is our bonus round.
Our top 5 best TV moms.
TV moms in honor of Mother's Day.
You'll want to subscribe because I have some really good ones, folks.
Nice.
Like Peg Bundy is one of mine.
Oh boy. Oh boy, Peg Bundy. Other stuff in there. There's Derp and Todd videos. There's news of the world. There's blogs. There's all kinds of good stuff in there. So get in there and check it out. What's wrong with you? Other than that, guys, it's been a good show. I appreciate it. Do we know what we're doing next week? Because we are supposed to get a special guest, and I'm not going to say who it is. I don't know if that's happening next week.
Is it President Joe Biden?
It might be. It's close. It's pretty close. Not quite Joe Biden. Do we want to do like a food episode? How would that be?
Like what do you mean by a food?
Just talk about food.
Bring
our
something
favorite
in.
food. Oh, we could do a little meal.
Dude, we could also do an alcohol episode too.
Alcohol, yeah.
Does that mean we have to do homework?
Food and beverages. Just do an episode about food and beverages.
Food and beverages. Yeah, we'll figure out the topics and stuff, and
that could be an interesting show.
Kind of brainstorming that you get a lot of in the bonus.
We should definitely make that like a bonus episode because if we're going to be drinking throughout the episode, it might be really entertaining. You'll want to pay to see that.
Yeah, we're going to have to Uber home. All right, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Till next time.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, blogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.